Hey Jonas, what are your thoughts on people wasting all their time on social media nowadays?
Join me on today's flow of thoughts and identify habits that keep you from guiding your life into the right direction. Hey there, I'm happy you're joining me for another Flow of Thoughts video. My name is Jonas and I'm co-founder here at Flow Lab, where we discuss psychology, mental fitness and how to find more fulfilling flow states. If you want to dive deeper, you can check out our app, where you receive an individualized training plan with science-backed guided meditations that help you increase focus, motivation and flow. Check out the instructions in the description to save 50% of our yearly subscription. Every single day you can give your life a new direction. Every single day you could do something for the first time and fall in love with a new activity. Every single day you might meet someone who inspires you. Every single day you might have a brilliant insight that changes how you view yourself or the world around you. But in reality, it may be that you're missing out on these opportunities for growth, inspiration and surprise. Because the weaker self within us may keep us from trying out new things, from turning off the TV, from putting the phone away, and from exploring the unexplored. If you check your screen time statistics, how many hours of your day do you usually spend on your phone? Would be actually interesting to hear, so feel free to share it in the comments below. Perhaps you know the metaphor of the jar that represents your life. We mentioned that one in our flow session Jar of Life 2, which is about questioning our priorities and becoming aware of the things that matter most to you. You can find it in the training area of Drive in the Flow Lab app if you want to give it a try. If you haven't heard of this metaphor before, you can fill this jar with whatever you like. There are rocks representing the things that are most important to you in life, things you don't want to live without, that are essential for your well-being and happiness, or give you a sense of purpose. Certain people in your life, perhaps your pets, your passion, a vision you're pursuing, or your health. Then you could choose pebbles, standing for the things that also matter, maybe your job or your hobbies. And finally, there is sand, the small stuff that crops up and takes up your time and attention, such as small urgent tasks, emails, watching TV, or maybe browsing through social media. If you put in the rocks first and take care of the things that are most important to you, there will still be enough space in the jar to fill it with pebbles and the sand. They will for sure fill the empty spaces. Somehow we're always able to squeeze that in. In our busy everyday lives, however, it may not always be so clear what those rocks really are. Or even if we have that clarity, it's easy to rationalize our little excuses of why we choose the less important stuff over the things that are most important to us. We tend to keep our minds busy with mindless scrolling, listening to podcasts, watching Netflix, all these activities that give us the instant gratification of a dopamine hit. We've become used to being constantly stimulated, to be constantly entertained and get one dopamine peak after another. And these choices mount up over time, until we eventually realize that pouring in the sand and pebbles first leaves no more space for the rocks to fit in, the things that really matter to you. If you think about it, which habits, which activities, which tasks are the sand in your life? Time fillers that come at the expense of the goals, the people, all the rocks that are much more meaningful for you. And for me, it doesn't even have to be a concrete goal or vision. I also like the idea of being able to give our life a new direction every single day. I see it like a decision tree. Each time you decide to either put on your headphones or just walk around without an extra stimulation. To either scroll through your phone when on the bus, or to look up and observe what's going on around you. To either sit on the couch or get out and perhaps try an activity you've never done before. You'll influence in which direction you're going next. I don't want to demonize all these habits I mentioned as examples now, but isn't it true that in many cases we maintain them so automatically without even realizing it? How often does it happen, for example, that you have to look at the clock twice when realizing how long you've been on the phone in bed, even though you intended to sleep? Or how often do you automatically but unnecessarily check your emails? Why not set a time once or twice a day where you read and reply to all of your emails rather than refreshing the page every few minutes? In the end, it's about practicing self-awareness and identifying these time fillers and reflecting on how you'd rather like to spend your time. When I find myself in these crucial decision moments, either staying glued to the screen or doing something that actually gives me pleasure, I tell myself that I want to collect more experiences that I will remember instead of having a dull everyday life where every day takes on the same gray color. This is not to say that following routines is boring, but we should question whether these routines that we maintain bring us long-term happiness or just fill our time. So I'd like to encourage you to ask yourself, which time fillers represent the sand in your life? And to remind yourself that on every day, with every decision, you can turn your life in a new direction. So why not choosing the option that will most likely make you remember this day? Tell me in the comments below which habits or unnecessary tasks use up your time that you want to let go of. I hope you can take a thing or two out of this video. If so, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with people who you think would like it too. Thanks so much for your support. Have a fantastic day and see you soon.